So much, but wow, this is so exciting. I'm so excited to be here in Washington, D.C. This has been a whirlwind of events. It has been absolutely crazy. Starting off with this whole thing, all I was just, you know, a strong woman entering into pageant. I always knew that about myself. I always knew, you know, who I was as a person. I always knew that no matter where I went in life, as long as I remembered my values, my morals, and just the way that I was raised, that I can get through anything. And so I just want to first off say thank you so much to the thousands of Americans who have believed in me, who have supported me, who have been through this fight with me. I cannot thank you enough. I just want to kind of talk to you a little bit just about who I am as a person. I'm sure a lot of you have followed me on the news and have seen my interviews and, you know, have been with me through this fight. But what a lot of people don't know is just who I am and what made me say what I said at that pageant. I was raised by a wonderful mother and father. I was raised going to church. I was raised believing that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior. And my parents always instilled in me the values. They always taught me to fear God. That there's nothing more important in life than the way that you treat other people, and you always have to show people respect and be tolerant of other people.
And because she love it. And because she love it.
No matter what. Don't ever be mean. Don't call people names just because they don't believe whatever you believe. So as I entered into the whole pageantry world, I was raised being a total athlete. I was a complete jock in high school. I played 4 sports. I was a varsity basketball starter. My senior year of high school, actually my junior year of high school, I started doing pageants. And one day I came home and I told my mom I was doing a pageant, and she looked at me like I was absolutely out of my mind. And she said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "A friend asked me to do it, and I'm pretty sure that I can do it. It's a competition, and I love competition. I love to win." And she said, "Well, what do you have to do?" And I said, I don't have to wear a bathing suit. Don't worry, I don't have to wear a bikini." And she said, "Okay." So I entered in the pageant, and just from there, I just became so successful with it. And anything that I put my mind to, and anything that I was determined to do, I did it. And I seemed to be so successful with pageants. Not because I thought that I was this beautiful person and was so conceited and into myself, but because I always thought of pageants as, you know, doing better for the world. I always watched Miss America on TV and would think of these women as women who were going to go out there and save the world. And you know, I looked up to them. I admired them. I thought that they had everything. You know, they were America's girl. They had what it took, and I looked up to that. And so I never thought that I would be actually on a stage representing, the state of California at Miss USA. I remember that night like it was yesterday. I remember standing there on that stage and being called into the top 15 and to the top 10. And there I was being called into the top 5 at Miss USA. And they asked the final question. And I had made it through the swimsuit competition. I made it through the evening gown competition. And the final question was the easiest portion to me. Because I knew who I was, I knew the way I was raised, and I could answer any question there was, if I just remember that. And so, preparing for Miss USA, I had studied questions. I had studied over 500 questions. I had a pageant coach, I had a walking coach, a makeup coach, every kind of coach you can imagine. I even had an accent modification coach because some people said I sounded like I was from the Midwest. I don't know how I got that, but I guess I say my O's funny. Anyway, so there I was standing on the stage at Miss USA being called to the top 5, and I, at that moment, had never felt more proud in my entire life. I felt so proud of the woman that I had become, the woman that had, transformed from this jock athlete to this, all of a sudden, beauty pageant girl. So there I was about to answer this question. And the moment the judge asked it, I tried to stand there and look pretty, but in my head, I could not believe that they were asking that question at Miss USA. I could not believe it. I thought that it was extremely inappropriate for that venue. Any other venue, it would have been all right. I would have had no questions asked. But at that venue, I thought that it was extremely inappropriate. We see all the time, miscongeniality. What do they want to hear? World peace. As soon as a woman doesn't give the world peace answer, why is all of a sudden she all over national news? And, it's this huge, huge controversy, all because I said a marriage is between a man and a woman? Are you serious? I tried to stand there and look pretty. Are you serious? It doesn't make any sense to me, a 22-year-old college student. It doesn't make any sense to me, a 22-year-old college student. As I began to answer the question, in my head, I was thinking, God, why is this question being asked? But you know what? I'm going to deal with this question. I'm going to answer it to the best of my ability, stay true to who I am, what I believe, and the way that I was raised. And that's it. And in all seriousness, as I was beginning to give the answer, I saw all of the hard work, all of the sacrifices that my parents have made, everything just flashed by me. All of the preparation, the 6 months that I had prepared for this pageant, a lot of people said I was a front runner. A lot of people, said California is the girl to beat. I never let that get to my head, but I was confident. I did see it in my head. I did see me competing for Miss Universe. I did see that coming because I knew who I was, and I knew that Miss USA wanted me. I knew that they had needed me. They needed a woman like me. And I don't mean to say this in an arrogant way.
Ow!
So as I saw pretty much my goals, my dreams, my aspirations for winning this thing just flash by me, I knew that God had a plan for me that night. And I knew, as I was beginning to say, I think it's great that Americans are able to choose one or the other. I was respecting the individual who was asking me the question,